Renzo, 2025 is coming to an end, and we had a year filled with news that fell on us como un balde de agua fría.
Oh, you're so right. Un balde de agua fría, meaning a shock to the system, something that comes as an unexpected and usually unpleasant surprise. Which, if you're talking about the news this year, I would say that's kind of an understatement, Maria.
Well, and that's what we're going to discuss in this episode of Just a Spanish Phrase.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are the companion podcast of News in Slow Spanish. And here at Just a Spanish Phrase, we discuss every week idiomatic expression in Spanish, but we discuss it in English, talking about the uses, the origin, the story, or like relating it to current events.
That's right. We try to have a little fun here and share our interest, our love for Spanish expressions with our audience. But if you want to get a little more serious and listen to these expressions used in real conversations, in original stories in Spanish, you head over to News in Slow Spanish, where you can hear them and so much more in Spanish in all their glory. But here, let's have some fun. Let's talk about.
And then if you really like an expression and want to use it or want to talk about it with
I
other
forgot about this.
subscribers, you go to Rooms, and then you can practice your Spanish conversation. So we have the whole path for you.
The whole experience, yes, a holistic experience. But today, in Just a Spanish Phrase, un balde de agua fría. Literally, a bucket of cold water. Right away, you can feel the sensation, what it feels like to have a bucket of ice cold water dumped on top of you. And we're not talking about that trend, that
the
social
challenge,
media trend. No.
Yes, I was thinking of that. It's like interesting how the meaning of a bucket of cold water changed thanks to that trend. But no,
not
in
the ice
Spanish,
bucket challenge.
We didn't have that. We still use caer como un balde de agua fría when we want to say something shocked us.
That's right. So what you're saying literally is this news, this event, this piece of information hit me like a bucket of ice cold water, right?
Yes, and I feel we have been receiving buckets of ice cold water every single day since January 20. Non-stop. But do we want, as a closing of the year, to try to remember some of the coldest?
Oh, that's a good idea. Before we jump into that bucket of cold water, really quickly, let's go over the origin of this phrase, because like so many other colloquial phrases, the origin is unclear. There are some theories about, that ice cold water was used as a torture method, and there's the negative connotation, but it's unclear where exactly this phrase comes from in the history of the Spanish language. What we do know is that it's one of the most widely used expressions across the whole Spanish-speaking world. So in Latin America, in Spain, some people use the slight variant un jarro de agua fría, which is a pitcher of cold water instead of a bucket. But the expression is still the same thing. And it is used all over the place. I've used it personally many times in my life, heard it a lot. How about you?
Oh, me too, a lot. And it's usually a negative connotation.
Yes, I think so. I think always a negative connotation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Researching online, it says, it could be used as a positive thing. Like, I got that job and it was like a balde de agua fría because I didn't expect it. But personally, every time I've heard this expression and every time I've used it, it has been like a bad thing.
I have to concur with you, Maria.
Unexpected.
Always a negative connotation in my mind. Yeah, perhaps there's a way to use it in a positive context, but I can't think of it right now. And further to that point, think of the English expression, the equivalent, hit me like a ton of bricks. I can't think of that being used in a positive context. So for that reason also, un balde de agua fría, it's usually talking about bad news.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
No.
So...
Unless you're really into that. Like, what is it where you're in the sauna?
Oh, yeah, the cold plunge, the healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's different. That's different. Let's talk about those stories you were just mentioning. What are the baldes de agua fría that shocked us the most in 2025?
Well, I think we have at least 365 buckets.
But we can only have time for a couple.
I know. Let's go to the most recent ones. For example, the release of the Epstein files completely blackened. How was the word again?
Redacted.
Redacted. Thank you.
Page after page after page. Like, if they had done this by hand, imagine all the Sharpies that they would have used up.
And there was so much expectation, so much, okay, we're finally going to know. And no, we don't know. We know nothing. It's all, what's the difference? They're all redacted.
And, not to get too political, but who are we kidding here? It really feels like very selective redacting where some names and people are intentionally left in and unredacted to kind of divert the attention away from some people and towards others. I'm just saying, you can look at the files yourself. You're going to see lots of blackened out pages, but, it is after all that buildup, after the victims appeared on Capitol Hill to appeal for the passing of that law.
Especially for the victims, that must have been like a balde de agua fría.
Awful.
It's like, what? After all that, this is it?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if in the next few weeks and into 2026, if some of that,
I'm ready to receive more buckets next year. But what is your bucket?
Oh, okay.
What is your balde de agua fría? Some of them.
There's so many. I have to pick the most recent one, which is, guess what? This morning.
Oh, boy. I don't know.
I found out. So we're in New England here for News in Slow Spanish and Just a Spanish Phrase. And I just found out today that the Trump administration has announced that they're going to halt, that means pump the brakes completely, on 5 wind farm projects off the coast of New England. These are projects, we're talking about billions of dollars of investment, many of them almost ready or in, really advanced stages of development, thousands of jobs, so much money lost. This would reinvigorate, solve so many problems for energy requirements in the region, and they're just fully stopped. Why? The Department of Defense has said that the wind farms are a national security risk. That's it. No explanation. Nothing, just national security risk. Stop everything. Lose all your money. No wind energy for you. That, I can't say I'm so surprised, but it really felt like un balde de agua fría, like such an unpleasant shock.
And to the investors, it must be a balde de agua fría as well.
To them. Mm-hmm. So that's mine. Only this morning.
We have so many. Another one of mine. It's actually not to me, but something I wanted to discuss with you because I thought it was very interesting. There was an interview published in the New York Times this week, and the Boston Globe also published, to the HR director, the lady who was recorded on the Kiss Cam at the
Coldplay
concert. And of course, she was saying how she received death threats. She received, but what fell to her like un balde de agua fría was the reaction of many women, like Gwyneth Paltrow making fun of her, especially considering Gwyneth Paltrow has a company to empower and help women, and she pretty much ridiculed this lady. And she explained in the interview that she was already separated from her husband, that she, this guy was separated too, like how she was criticized by everybody.
Yeah, nuanced details that actually really matters, because in the initial aftermath, when that whole scandal first played out, there were a lot of assumptions made. They were branded as adulterers. They were branded as, having a secret affair, which, it's not exactly the case, right? Other details.
Yeah, but also what to me is un balde de agua fría is how fast we are as a society to judge and to stone others.
Oh, like to throw a stone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's an expression for another episode that we could do. Throwing the first stone.
All right, one last one, and we say goodbye to the year and hope we get some umbrellas for the buckets of next year.
Another balde de agua fría? I don't know if I can take another.
Okay, so let's leave it here.
Oh, you were asking me what my... Yeah, I think so. I think we leave it here because, as you said, in the coming year, we will have plenty of other shocks to the system, tons of bricks, baldes de agua fría.
So let's buy umbrella
and get ready.
And meanwhile, Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye.